All right, good afternoon, delegates, advisors, and friends. Welcome to the closing ceremonies of Berkeley Model United Nations 69th session. My name is Ashwin Srikanth, and it's been my honor to serve as this year's Secretary General. This past weekend has certainly been challenging. Delegates and chairs have had to deal with intermittent technology issues, learn to cooperate, and overcome the challenges of debating complex topics entirely online. Despite these challenges, however, you delegates rose to the occasion spectacularly, debating resolutions, and creating solutions with your peers. It is therefore my honor to officially welcome you to Berkeley Model United Nations 69th Sessions closing ceremonies. We sincerely hope that you enjoyed conference and hope to see you again. This year, the conference theme was uplifting marginalized narratives. You all heard from some inspiring guest speakers at the start of the conference, and I hope the message they shared, as well as the lessons about empathy and diplomacy you've taken from the past weekend, remain with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Saran Uday Kumar and I'm the USG of Philanthropy and Special Events. I really hope you all watched the opening ceremonies video where we announced our conference cause for this year, the Rafiki Coalition, a nonprofit based here in the Bay Area and Hunters Point in the San Francisco City area. And they have been doing incredible work to support the public health of marginalized communities. In line with this year's theme, understanding the importance of issues of racial justice in our world today, that many delegates discussed at this conference as well. We really hope that you can contribute to this cause even further. All proceeds will go to the organization directly, and you can keep donating at tinyurl/BMUN cause. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, so I'm Vikas, the USG of External Relations. We had 22 committees this year with 105 schools and just under 2,000 delegates, quite a steep number. Some committees ran as large as 150 delegates. And, while I'm sure that there were growing pains, we hope that you all had a great learning experience this year at BMUN. And, we hope to see you at the next BMUN, of course. On another note, this is my final year at BMUN. And, while a virtual conference is not what I imagined, I'm glad to have been able to host a final conference here with an incredible secretariat, great staff, great committee, and I guess delegates who are willing to stay on Zoom for 3 days.
Hello, my name is Matilda McKeever and I'm the USG of Tech this year. This year we had an experiment with Huxley Notes for the first time ever on our virtual conference. And we are happy to report that over 22,000 notes were sent in total during this conference.
Hi. My name is Drew Mandel. And I was very proud to serve as the USG of Outreach and Education this year. Albeit we didn't want to, we would have rathered have outreach sessions in person. We were able to have the same number of outreach sessions that we did the year before this year with no drop off and just on an online platform. So really happy about that. And I was really, really happy with Outreach's ability to forward BMUN's mission about teaching international relations and global diplomacy. So thank you.
Hi, my name is Justin Fletcher, and in addition to being the head chair for the EU, I also have the opportunity to announce our Instagram contest winner. This year we had a lot of lovely submissions, and thank you to everybody who submitted it on your story or on your posting. But the best Zoom setup that we found and voted on goes to Iris Clark. So congratulations, we loved your photo, and we'll be reaching out through Instagram for further details on how to claim the prize.
With that, we'll begin with presenting awards for each committee. Please also note that awards will be emailed to delegates and physical awards such as plaques for school awards will be mailed to the respective schools. If you win an award, please be on the lookout for a follow-up email. And to introduce the awards, I'm incredibly pleased to welcome our phenomenal head chairs whose passion and dedication made the topics and committees possible.
Hi, my name is Nishita, and I had the pleasure of being the head chair for the legal committee this year. We had an amazing committee. It was honestly my favorite committee that I've ever chaired. And without further ado, let's get into awards. For commendations, we have Oman, Russia, Latvia, Costa Rica, Slovenia, Thailand, Uganda, and Bangladesh. For outstanding delegates, we have Netherlands, Portugal, Kuwait, Myanmar, and India. And for best delegate, we have Cameroon. Next, we will have the head chair of ECOFIN, Emma.
Hi, my name is Emma, and I had the honor to be the head chair for ECOFIN this year. And I hope delegates had a great time over the weekend discussing ideas on restructuring our economic reality. So without further ado, commendations go to Uganda, Pakistan, Slovenia, Comoros, Paraguay, Norway, Somalia, and Trinidad and Tobago. Outstanding delegates, Netherlands, Myanmar, Gabon, Cyprus, and New Zealand. And our best delegate was the Republic of Korea. And it's my pleasure to introduce Pari, the head chair of SOCU.
Hi everyone, my name is Pari, and I had the pleasure of chairing SOCU for this conference. The delegates really brought their best, and it was a pleasure to be a chair for this committee. Without further ado, here are the awards. For commendations, we have India, Uganda, Congo, Democratic People's Republic of Korea, Honduras, Costa Rica, New Zealand, and Burundi. For outstanding, we have Russia, Republic of Korea, Saudi Arabia, Sudan, and Paraguay. And for best delegate, we have Israel. And now I will pass it on to Amisha for the United Nations Human Rights Council.
Thank you so much, Pari. I was incredibly honored and humbled to serve as head chair for the UN Human Rights Council. My delegates approached topics with extreme empathy, maturity, and insight, and I was, of course, blown away by their impeccable taste in music. Without further ado, let's get on to awards. For commendations, we have Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Kazakhstan, Libya, and Russia. For our outstanding delegate, we have Honduras, Italy, and Saudi Arabia. And last but not least, best delegate goes to Thailand. It is now my pleasure to introduce Michelle, head chair of the Commission on Science and Technology for Development.
Hello, my name is Michelle, and I'm honored to have been the head chair of the Commission on Science and Technology Development, alongside my vice chairs, Steve and Madaria. After 8 years of MUN, this was a bittersweet end to my MUN career, but I was nonetheless thrilled to discuss complexities such as algorithm bias and AI ethics in my final weekend. Without further ado, the awards. For commendations, we have Portugal, Chile, Zimbabwe, United States, and Romania. For outstanding awards, we have Israel, Cameroon, and the United Kingdom. And our best delegate is Thailand. Next, I'm honored to introduce the head chair of UNICEF, Annalise Fox.
Hi, I'm Annalise. I was so excited to be the head chair of UNICEF this year. I'm so proud of my vice chairs and my delegates and what they brought to the table, and I send them lots of love for giving me such an incredible weekend. Without further ado, here are the awards. Commendations go to Chile, Zimbabwe, Switzerland, and Afghanistan. Outstandings go to Paraguay, Portugal, and Venezuela. And our best delegate is Comoros.
Okay, I had the pleasure of chairing UNEP this year, and I had a great time discussing topics such as sustainable fishing and post-natural disaster response. I had a great time, and I hope everyone did too. With that in mind, I would like to announce the awards. Commendations, we have Netherlands, Germany, China, Senegal, and New Zealand. For outstanding, we have Chile, Italy, and Portugal. And best delegate is Thailand. Next, I will introduce Richir from UN Office on Drugs and Crime.
Thank you, Kose. Again, hi everyone, my name is Richir, and I had the honor and privilege of being the head chair for the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. Thank you to all my delegates and my vice chairs for an awesome 3 days. Like Michelle, this is also my last conference, so thank you for that. So moving on to the awards for commendations, we have Mexico, Egypt, Thailand, Burkina Faso, and Afghanistan. For outstanding delegates, we have Uganda, Russia, and Japan. And last but not least, best delegate goes to the delegation of Spain. I'll now be passing it on to the head chair of the World Health Organization, Kevin.
Thank you, Richir. I had the absolute pleasure to chair the World Health Organization this weekend, along with my vice chair, Sinchna, Vivian, and Allison. We had a great time discussing healthcare and conflict and the discrimination of globally marginalized communities. Our delegates did a fantastic job and showed an incredible breadth of knowledge and diplomatic skills. Our awards are commendations for Portugal, Germany, Costa Rica, Kenya, Ukraine, and Nicaragua. Outstanding delegates to the United Kingdom, Singapore, and Mexico, and Best Delegate to the Republic of Korea. I will now be passing it on to the wonderful Sarah of the UNFCCC.
Hello. It was an honor to close out my decade-long career as head chair for the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The topics for this committee were complex and tough, but important as our world barreled towards climate catastrophe. Our exceptional delegates rose to the challenge, and our entire dais is so proud of the energy and resolutions they brought to the committee. With that, our commendation awards go to the United Kingdom, Thailand, Ghana, DPRK, and Libya. Outstanding awards go to Turkey, Vietnam, and Mexico, and our best delegate goes to Norway. It's my pleasure to introduce the next head chair, the wonderful Neha Dubey.
Hi, everyone. My name is Neha Dubey, and I'm the head chair of Berkeley Venture Capital. This is my 8th and final year attending BMUN and my 4th time chairing BVC. And yet this committee and its delegates constantly surprise me by pushing the boundaries of how business can make a real impact. Very thankful to have been your head chair and to have this organization dictate my college experience. With that said, on to awards. Commendations for Arnie, Rahul, and Maddie. Outstanding delegates are Mark and Kirthana, and congratulations to our best delegate, Thomas. Now I'd love to introduce the next head chair, Jacqueline of OAS.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jacqueline. I am the head chair of OAS, and I have been incredibly honored to spend my last conference with such passionate delegates in the Spanish Bilingual Committee. Without further ado, awards. For commendations, we have Peru and Grenada. For outstanding, we have Paraguay, and best delegate, Venezuela. I have the pleasure to introduce the head chair of the Congress of Vienna, Andrew.
Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Reynoso. I'm the head chair of the Congress of Vienna. I had an absolutely fantastic experience chairing this weekend. I had incredible delegates that really knew the material, and I could tell put a ton of research into it, and phenomenal vice chairs that I do not deserve. So without further ado, I'll get into awards. So for commendations, we have Azanari of Sardinia, Labrador of Spain, and Nesselrode of Russia. For outstanding, we have Metternich of Austria and Castlereagh of Britain. And for best delegate, we have Alexander I of Russia. And it is now my pleasure to introduce the head chair of Arab League, Zoe Bloomfield.
Hi, my name is Zoe, and I had the honor of serving as Arab League's head chair. In Arab League, we were blessed with a truly extraordinary group of delegates, and they inspired me in more ways than I can explain. Choosing awards was really difficult, but without further ado, commendations will go to Somalia, Oman, Jordan, and the UAE. And outstanding will go to Sudan and Eritrea. And finally, our best delegate was Iraq. Without further ado, I'll pass it over to Megan, the head chair of the Joint Cabinet Crisis. Oh, so sorry. Peace building with Drew.
Hi, everyone. My name is Drew, and I was the head chair for the Peace Building Commission. I was honored to be the head chair for the Peace Building Commission, along with my vice chairs, Peter, Tanarika, and Katrina were phenomenal this weekend. Thank you to my delegates for very insightful debate and making this a great last MUN conference ever. And with that, we'll go into the awards. The commendations are Romania and Niger. The outstanding delegates are Slovakia and Ethiopia. And finally, last but not least, our best delegate was Norway. I'm now really happy to present the next chair, Shana Kathari of the Internet Governance Forum.
Hello, delegates. My name is Shana Kathari, and I had the honor of chairing the Internet Governance Forum for BMUN 69 with my vice chairs, Edward, Nathaniel, and Chloe. After 8 years of Model United Nations, this was my last conference ever, and you made it truly memorable with an astounding level of debate and a challenging committee that discussed some of the most pressing issues in technology policy, such as online content regulation and digital inclusion. Without further ado, here are awards. Commendations go to Indonesia, the International Telecommunication Union, Russia, and South Africa. Outstanding delegates were Papua New Guinea and the United States, and our best delegate was AT&T. Up next is Justin Fletcher, head chair of the European Union.
Thank you so much, Shana. I had the lovely pleasure of chairing the European Union this year, along with my vice chairs, Malika, Rajitha, and Joseph, who did a wonderful job. It was so lovely to hear all of our delegates debate and work together, solving European authoritarianism and the militarization of the EU. Without further ado, commendations go to France, Estonia, and the Netherlands. Outstanding goes to Slovakia and Portugal, and our best delegate goes to Slovenia. Up next, we have Maureen with the UN Security Council.
Hi, everyone. I'm Maureen, and I had the absolute honor of chairing UN Security Council this year alongside my amazing vice chairs, Sora and Yasmin. I had a wonderful time this weekend, and I'd like to thank all of my amazing delegates who brought so much energy and made my last BMUN conference so amazing. Without further ado, here are the awards. Commendations go to Ecuador and France. Outstanding goes to Estonia. And finally, our best delegate, Niger. And next, I'd like to introduce Megan, head chair of JCC.
Hello, my name is Megan Gramling, and I had the honor to chair the Joint Crisis Committee this weekend. I'm super impressed by all the hard work put in by the delegates in both cabinets, and without further ado, here are the awards. For the US cabinet, commendations go to Curtis LeMay and Dean Atchison. Outstanding goes to Joseph Carroll, and best delegate goes to Llewellyn Thompson. Then for the USSR cabinet, commendation goes to Alexei Kozygin and Frol Kozlov. Outstanding goes to Vladimir Semichastny, and best delegate goes to Nikolai Podgorny.
Hi everyone, my name is Isabel, and I had the absolute pleasure of being the head chair for the Mukden incident with my incredible vice chairs. I was so impressed by the delegates' thorough debates on the interwar era, which is a topic I'm really passionate about. So without further ado, commendations go to the Republic of Singapore, the Swiss Confederation, and the Kingdom of Hungary. And outstanding goes to Abyssinia and the Portuguese Republic. And the best delegate goes to the Empire of Japan. And now I'll hand it off to Ria Master with the 8th crisis.
Hi, my name is Ria. Jalen, Tanvi, Anish, Suan, and I all had a great time chairing this committee this weekend, and we wish we could all give you awards because you all did an amazing job. But in terms of commendations and outstandings and best del, here are the awards. Commendations go to Jacob Zuma, Martin Wells, Jacques Visser. And then the outstandings go to Ronald Suresh Roberts and Beverly Policia Ditzi. And our best delegate is Salim Abdul Karim. Great job, everyone. And next will be Darfur Genocide with Laura.
Hi, everyone. My dais and I are so appreciative to the Darfur delegates for going leaps and bounds throughout this weekend. We hope you take what you learned and what you accomplished this week into the valuable work that you do in the future. On to awards. Commendations go to Musa Halil, Khalil Ibrahim, and Antonio Kasesi. Outstandings go to John Ukek Lewis Ukek and Hamid Dawai, and the best delegate is Al-Hadi Idris Yahya.
In addition to being the head chair of CSTD, I also served as BMUN's chief of staff. As chief of staff, I worked to train our secretariat to become stellar chairs. So I'm honored to present the school awards and recognize the hard work of schools and advisors alike. To encapsulate the wide range of delegate experiences, we will be giving awards for best small delegation, best new school, best club, and best class. Without further ado, best small delegation goes to Calabasas High School. Best New School goes to Western Canada High School. Best Club goes to Lynbrook High School, OC Club MUN, and University High School. And Best Class goes to Huntington Beach High School, Cerritos High School, and Santa Margarita Catholic. Congratulations to all our schools. Now, for the last time, it is my absolute privilege to introduce, for the last time, the Secretary General of BMUN 69, Ashwin Shrikant.
As always, when BMUN closes, I'd like to begin with a few thank yous. Thank you to you, our delegates, who worked hard to bring fruition to your ideas about the key issues facing our world. Thank you to the advisors, without whose tireless support, delegates and MUN clubs could not participate and would not thrive as they do. Thank you to the BMUN Secretariat, 100 people who, despite incredibly trying circumstances, met several times a week to put on the conference you all just experienced. And finally, a sincere thank you to the Officer Corps of BMUN 69. This is a group of 13 people who work tirelessly to prepare every part of the conference experience and are directly responsible for every aspect of conference you saw before you. We have held 12-hour-long meetings, deliberated until 3 a.m., and collectively spent thousands of hours in preparation. To describe the depth of their intelligence or the extent of their dedication would take time that we simply do not have. In lieu of such a long-winded explanation, however, I shall simply say this to my officer corps. If even one delegate has come away having learned more or become more passionate about global issues, it is because of you. And if I have been in any way successful as Secretary General, it is because of you. There cannot be enough thanks for the amount of work, time, and dedication that you put into this club and into making BMUN as good as it is. On a slightly more personal note, this is my 10th and final year in Model United Nations. And as I prepare to graduate, I've been reflecting back on my time as a delegate, a chair, and my own time in MUN in general. Being a part of this institution will challenge you to collaborate when you would rather not, and to empathize when it would be so easy to simply shut yourself off to new ideas. If I didn't realize the value of such traits early on in my MUN career, I certainly do now. What I hope you've taken away from this conference, and what's truly important at the end of the day, are the lessons that you've learned in the committee, the relationships you build with other individuals, and the shared experience that you have with those around you. But just as I think back on my time in the crazy competitive world that we call Model UN, I find myself thinking about the future as well, which brings me to just 1 year from now. I'm incredibly grateful and excited to announce that BMUN 70 will be taking place on March 4th and through March 6th of 2022, which means that in 1 more year, someone else will be standing in front of you making a similar speech, but they will have had a different journey, a different challenge to overcome, and will have been placed in different circumstances entirely. Though we keep true to our 70-year traditions of excellence, each year is different. We must adapt and innovate because as much as some may wish it wasn't so, the world is not static. The events of the last year have proven this statement true once again. Which means that this afternoon is a celebration of what you all have accomplished over the last few days, despite the challenging circumstances and changing times. On behalf of the entire Secretariat of Berkeley Model United Nations, thank you for joining us this year, and we wish you a safe and wonderful year ahead. As Secretary General, I now call this, the 69th session of Berkeley Model United Nations, to close at 1:26 p.m. on February 28th of 2021. The 69th session is now adjourned.